In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon our Master Muhammad and all his family and companions. So we meet hopefully Almighty in a new episode of Schools, in our book, The Incoherence of Contemporary Atheism. We saw in the last session how atheism appeared, and today, hopefully Almighty, we will see the new wave of atheism and how atheism has reappeared to us under contemporary circumstances. As we said in the last episode, after the big scientific conquest through which man reached gambling and blew up the harm and discovered electromagnetic bears and others, from the scientific discoveries that this place is not in detail. We know that the Europeans did not reach social peace more slowly until the Congress of Westphalia in 1648, when they decided to demarcate borders and establish the nation-state. But before that were really European society. The horrors of religious warfare that made people alienate religion are lurking away. Perhaps there is a projection of this in our contemporary reality. By virtue of sectarian war and fighting between Muslims, we find areas where there is fighting and war between Sunnis and Shiite. Perhaps some studies prove that the most areas that witness the tide of atheism, so there is a direct relationship between sectarian and religious conflicts and the spread of atheism. So these two factors had a very big role in fueling atheism in European societies, scientific discoveries that made life easier for European man and which existed. It contradicted the ecclesiastical sayings and also the grinding religious wars that took the European human being in the shadow of lives. These two great transformations will witness the prevalence of European society's materialist philosophy, means considering life as mere matter, and that the universe explains itself from within, and that it does not need metaphysical statements outside the material world that can be relied upon to explain the world. Thus, we are in the process of a philosophical curriculum that rejects the occult, rejects the metalogical, and rejects everything that the senses do not perceive. Materialistic and experimental philosophy has become the main basis on which Western thought is based. Moreover, Auguste Comte went to try to emulate theoretical and scientific models that exist in the real sciences, such as physics and its shyness in the social sciences, so that he tried to put fixed rules and regulations through which human phenomena can be understood away from metaphysical sayings, and human history is divided into moments when man believed in myth, then the theological stage, and up to the rational stage, empirical, and therefore he reduced man as a composite entity in his mere five senses. So any need or any phenomenon perceived by man with his five senses falls within the framework of the scientific saying, and anything that comes out of this sensory briefing does not become subject to scientific phenomena. This materialism that governed Western societies was manifested in the emergence of positivist philosophy that limits knowledge to materialism, so that it was considered. This school considered that true knowledge is that which can be verified by experiment, and mathematical science means that numbers and mathematical equations have become. It is the determining regulator and ruler of the human mind in dealing with the environment that surrounds it.